last night, possibly recuperation. So I'm really thankful that you guys are all here taking advantage of this professional development opportunity. I really do like the theme of this year's conference, which is all about legacy. And it's my belief that your legacy is something that you're building from the moment you get here. From your interaction with your peers, your faculty members, your interaction in class, the activities you get involved with. All of those actions, all of those activities build a body of work. Very similar to your own personal resume. That resume is going to carry with you throughout your career here at Brockport, but it's really going to have a direct impact on how successful your transition is into the next level, whether it's grad school or if you decide to go into the professional world first. So that's why I'm excited to be here. So I get to share with you my experiences, some of the things that I took advantage of as a student that are entitled to each of you as well. Now, to think about it, I couldn't have seen any of this, possible. I graduated from here, hot off the presses in 2009. I came here in 2004. I was an EOP student, Educational Opportunity Program. Listen, I didn't know what to expect. I was the first one in my family to go away to school, to go off to college. I never thought I'd become the president of my own club. I never thought that I would get to study abroad, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And I definitely did not think that my first professional job, after graduating at 22 years old, was going to be working at this college as an admissions advisor, where I get to travel across the state. Currently right now from Lockport, New York, I recruit and am in charge of all 5 boroughs in New York City. I got to spend some time out in Albany. My job is simple. I go to talk to students, I go to talk to counselors, I talk to families. I pretty much get to share my experience here at Brockport. I love my job. I love coming to work. I love actually walking to work, because I only live like a street over, But I couldn't imagine it. And little did I know or think about it at the time, but it was my experiences, it was my involvement here as a student that directly led to my success. Because my interview for the position, it was a 3-part, hour-and-a-half interview, where I had to first sit down with and give a presentation to a group. It would be like a presentation I would give to a family or prospective students. The second part of my interview was I had to answer questions from a committee of 4. And then the third and final part, I had to meet with the director and senior director of admission. While it was my first hour-and-a-half long interview, my first ever gauntlet-style interview, you guys, that was the funnest interview I have ever had. I felt so prepared. I felt so confident in myself and in my abilities. I knew I was going to be a good candidate for that position or any position. But it was because of all the activities, all the things I took advantage of here as a student that prepared me for that. So I want you guys to understand, once again, these are all opportunities that for you to take advantage of. And trust me, if you take advantage of the information I'm going to share with you, when you get your diploma, that's when all the fun is really going to begin for you. Trust me. Now, how many of you are seniors again? I know we got like a whole group here. Okay, seniors. How many of you, are any of you nervous about graduating? Okay, a couple of you are. Listen, I know, there's no crystal ball to tell you guys the future. It's gonna, you don't know what to predict. I didn't realize what I wanted to go to grad school for until April of my super senior year. I didn't realize, seriously, I didn't realize admissions was an actual career until I seen the job posting. Actually, I was right here in the basement of Edwards Hall. I don't know if any of you know Matt Hand, but he was like BTV president. I was down there making a video, and I just happened to look up, and there were like job postings. This position was the last one that I found, so I had no idea that this even existed. So I want you guys to understand. I understand that a lot of what you hear on television can discourage you as well. You hear about how bad the job market is, the economy, the competition. Let me tell you guys something. On your road to success, you are going to face challenges. You are going to face adversity. Your success is going to be built upon how you handle those challenges and how you handle that adversity. From my experience, when I applied for this job, I was told over 250 people applied for the same position. People with their master's degrees, people that also had, higher ed experience. Some of my friends didn't even want to apply for the position because they were like, man, I'm not going to get it. There's so many people are going to apply. When I was told that's how many people applied, I was like, this is kind of like the NCAA tournament. All I need is a seed. You let me know who I'm playing. I'm ready to go. That's the type of attitude you have to have, because while there is no crystal ball to let you guys know what the futures hold, you can truly create a successful tomorrow by taking advantage of today's opportunity. And I'm going to share with you those. Because I want you guys to understand something. College graduates are always going to be in demand. They're always going to be in demand. The thing you need to understand is that everyone is going to graduate with that title of college graduate. It's going to be those experiences that are going to separate each of us from, those who are going to be successful and those who aren't. So it's all about preparing yourself because the opportunity is going to come. That is the investment strategy for success today. Now, let's talk about those opportunities. Can everyone see this, by the way? I apologize for the lighting. Now, I want to give you guys a little perspective of how to view college. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why we all come to school. Why did you come to college?
Learn more.
Okay.
Get a good job.
That's okay. Get a good job. Marcy, why did you come to college?
To get a better education and to get the experience to make a lot of money.
Okay. New Jersey? How did you come? Why'd you come?
Because it was a deal to get a job with a family member.
Okay. Like, see, as you can see, there's a lot of different reasons why we all come to college. I came to college because my mom always taught us, you go to high school, then you go on to college. It was the next logical step. Some people come to college just because, whether it's for athletics, I also work with transfer students, so I know a lot of people who go on to the military first, and they're looking to, for a change of scenery and just restart over. So they come to college for a fresh start. Some people, I heard money, so some people come to college, they want to make it rain at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with, the reasons why people come to college. The key thing is that you need to understand what college provides you with. So the best example I can give you is to look at college as one big theme park. That's how I looked at this place. Very similar to Six Flags, very similar to, going to Walt Disney. College is one big theme park. When you pay your admission to go to a theme park, you have access to everything. You can go to the water park. Anyone here a fan of the water park? All right, that's where you'll find me. Darien Lake, I will be in the wave pool. That's where you'll find me. Now, who in here is fans of, the roller coasters? All right, I tip my hands to you guys. I don't like heights. I'm not scared of heights. I just don't like heights. So you won't catch me on many roller coasters. Some people just come for the food. I'm sure, there's no right or wrong. The key is that you have access to all of them. So since you paid the admission, take advantage of all of them. College is the same way. Some people come here and they really invest in the social aspect of it. Some people come here and they really invest in the academic aspect of it. I say scrap all that, you pay the admissions, try every single route. So let's talk about that. Okay. College provides you with access. This is the one big theme park that provides you with access. Access to 6 different areas that I kind of have narrowed it down to. There's academic opportunities, there's career building opportunities, there's community service opportunities, enlightenment opportunities, social development, and self-development. Your goal needs to be to maximize all 6 of these areas. And so let's talk about it. This is what, really helped me. So let's talk about academic opportunities. Now we all come here with the end goal in mind to get our degrees. I want you to understand that it shouldn't stop there. Academically, you guys also need to understand when you graduate, you are pretty much going to be marketing yourself. You are going to be marketing yourself to employers. Jay-Z said it best. He said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. That's what you guys all are. You have to market yourself when you're talking to employers. One of the great opportunities you have is to take academic classes here that will help you strengthen your professional abilities. For example, believe it or not, I have not always been comfortable public speaking. And I used to speak really fast. I used to mumble a lot. Eye contact, that was me. So what I did as a sophomore, I took a class in public speaking. That actually led to me wanting to become a communication major. I took a class in public speaking where I learned about pace and eye contact and range and pitch of voice. Really benefited me on strengthening that skill. Show of hands, how many of you in here know that's an area that you need to improve, public speaking? Okay. In a lot of your jobs, you're going to do that. You're going to give presentations. This is actually what I do for a living. That's why I love it. It doesn't involve any math, doesn't involve any science. It's perfect for it. But, it's a skill that you can easily address by taking a class. How many of you are interested or planning to go on to grad school, law school, medical school? Show of hands. Okay. I'm going to break this down for you. There are 3 skills that are essential to being successful in grad school. I actually talked to a couple of my friends, one's Nathan Herbert, and also Bill Keating. They're both currently getting their law degrees. And also my friend Kathleen Fletcher is at Syracuse University doing public relations. We all agree there are 3 keys to graduate school. Numero uno, critical thinking skills. You're going to have to look at situations, complex, simple situations, and determine solutions for them. This is where taking a class in logic can be helpful. Also, getting involved in student government. They have to deal with a lot of problem solving. So that's another opportunity to hone that skill. Advanced writing skill. I'm a horrible writer. So what I did as my senior year? Yeah, my senior year, I took an advanced media writing course. I dreaded going to the course because it was Professor Karen Olson, who was one of my mentors. She's such a hard grader, and I knew it was going to be a tough course. But I'm so happy that I stuck with it and took the course because Professor Olson, she's all about quality. And there used to be times where I would get assignments back, they used to be all marked up, and you know in your class you didn't do good on their assignment because they're that person that says nothing or just puts their paper right in their little binder and keeps it moving. That was me in that class. But I'm so thankful that I took her course because it helped me improve on my grammar and punctuation and sentence structure. And that's going to be essential to grad school. Some of you are going to learn that your writing ability that got you by as an undergrad, it's not going to cut it, when you go on to graduate school. So I really encourage you to take an advanced media writing course. Another reason why is because in her class, like I said, she was all about quality. And I actually walked out of her class, and I'm going to hand this around so you can see, with a lot of writing samples. When you're applying to graduate schools and some jobs, they may ask you to submit a writing sample. So I had quality writing samples that I was able to provide her. So I'll actually let you start off with that. Hand it around. I'll be talking about that a little bit later. Another skill that is essential, detailed researching skills. Being able to know which databases to go to find information, also being able to cite your information correctly. If you can think logically, write well, and research well, graduate school will be a breeze. Okay. Now, on career building opportunities, how many of you are involved in any clubs, RAs, you guys work for campus life? Show of hands. Oh, good. Great. I want you to look at your involvement more than just a line item on your resume. Oh, that also includes sororities and fraternities. How many of you are involved? I know we got some. All right. Look at it more than just a line item on your resume. Those are actually opportunities for you to hone, develop, and strengthen your skills for the professional world. Now, one of the examples I'm going to give to you. How many of you have seen the show The Family Feud? Okay, good. Not cool. Perfect. All right, we're going to play a little Family Feud here. I'm going to flip these things off, and we're just going to say them all together. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Number 1, communication skills. All right. This includes listening, your written skills, and also verbal skills. So essential. These are the top 5 qualities, once again, that employers look for. This is according to NACE. This is actually a professional development organization that our own career service department uses. So, number 2, strong work ethic. All right, that goes without saying, to being a hard worker. Teamwork skills. So being able to work effectively in a team, because you're going to have different personalities, you're going to have people with different work styles, so being able to work effectively with them. Number 4, initiative. Being pretty much self-motivated. And number 5, analytical skills. So just once again it goes to being able to look at situations and solve them, problem solve. And these are all skills that you can develop within your clubs and within your leadership roles. Best example I have for you, this is my family. With Brockport Public Relations, I had the pleasure of being the president of this club. This was like my second family. Not only was this the greatest club on campus, this was also 2008-2009 Club of the Year, so I got to throw that in there. I learned so much and developed so much as a leader through my involvement in the club. These are just a couple examples of some events we did. Sorry about the lighting again, guys. But in terms of being organized, how to deal with other professionals. Because when you're in a leadership role profession or in a club or in an organization, you're going to deal with a lot of professionals in terms of faculty and staff. So you're going to have to be able to communicate with them on a professional level. Also, the aspect of teamwork. Working together, communicating so that we're all effective and accomplishing the different projects that we do. And another benefit of this leadership role was how to manage a crisis or a conflict situation. If any of you have been in any leadership role, especially working on a team, sometimes things aren't going to go right. How many of you, a show of hands in here, planned an event but something went wrong? All right, good. You guys can all relate to me on this. All right. In 2008 and also in 2009, one day I was watching television at my old high school, and they had a charity basketball game. It was the Buffalo Sabres alumni team. So it was a group of retired hockey players playing against the faculty and staff of my old high school. Well, I thought, you know what? That would be cool to do it at our school. So I did some research on it, and I told my club, hey, what do you guys think about this? And everyone was like all hands on deck. Everyone thought it would be a great idea. We worked together as a team, and from the ground up, we put on this event 2 years in a row. During our first year doing the event, it was great. The students voted on the professors, all the proceeds went to the American Cancer Society, we were on television. I mean, everyone benefited from planning, promoting the event. During our first year doing the event, during halftime, or actually during one of the 2 halves, one of the faculty members got hurt. And it wasn't something that we planned on happening. So when it happened, it kind of held up our game. So we had to come together as a group and pretty much manage that crisis. We had to, some of us went to the crowd to go talk to the families there. So we didn't want people to just get up and leave. We had some of the Sabres guys, they went to the crowd to go talk to the families. Relay for Life was a big help. They let people take free throw shots and win a free shirt. But learning how to be calm in situations like that really benefited me, because my first project as an admissions advisor was to plan a charity, or a counselor breakfast, in Albany, New York. Now, all of the skills from planning the Sabres event transfer right over. I mean, I was able to stay organized in terms of catering, in terms of also booking the hotel, and everything was just going great. My event was going to take place on a Tuesday. That previous Saturday, Jay-Z was going to be performing in Indianapolis. Girlfriend got tickets, I'm there. So I was like, okay, I can go to the show on Saturday. I could come back to Rochester on Sunday, leave to go to Albany Monday, no sweat. Show was great. So, went to the show on Saturday. Sunday, my flight was going to go from Indianapolis to Chicago, and from Chicago to Rochester. I got to Chicago just fine. Just my luck, my flight from Chicago to Rochester got canceled. Now, I was like, okay, no big deal. I could just leave on the next available flight. The next available flight wasn't going to be until Tuesday morning, which was the same day as my event. So I'm thinking to myself here, there's no way I can call my boss and say, hey, Steve, Jay-Z was performing in Indianapolis, I'm not going to be able to give that presentation on Tuesday. That's not going to fly. And I'm thinking to myself, this is my opportunity. I have to show them that I deserve to be in the big leagues, all my coworkers. So instead of, cussing out the attendant, which you'll see a lot of people do, if you ever see people when their flights get canceled, I knew I had to think, plane, train, automobile, I have to get from Chicago to Rochester. Light bulb went off, just flying to Buffalo. Got family out there. So it was pretty simple. I flew into Buffalo that Monday morning, came back to Brockport, drove to Albany, and we delivered a great presentation. But in all that, that effort of how to manage the situation really came directly from being in the club. Now, make sure you take advantage of our career service department. We have an excellent career service department here at your disposal, helping you put together your resume, cover letter. I also encourage you to do a mock interview. That's what I did for my actual interview. Really helped me, because you go over questions that you may encounter in your real interview, such as, well, what are some of your weaknesses? That's a question that you're going to have to be able to answer honestly, but you always want to spin it in a positive light. Also, internships. Internships are so important. I actually stayed my 5th year, you guys, to do 2 internships. I did one in public relations, in which I learned that's not what I want to do for a living. And I did my second one in sports, because I thought after the Sabres game, maybe I wanted to do sports management. But sports is great, but it wasn't as fulfilling. So definitely do internships. Okay. Just let me see these pictures. You can really maximize your leadership experience by simply in the effort of giving back, especially to those less fortunate. It's my belief as students, we have the greatest opportunity to give back. In 2007, I was vice president of OSAD, Organization for Students of African Descent. Actually got the president right over there, John. I went to a speaker event to hear Don McPherson. Don McPherson is Syracuse Hall of Fame quarterback. He came in and he talked about domestic violence. He said at the end of his presentation, it's not a male issue, it's not a female issue, it's our issue. That really inspired me to want to do something, to do my part. So I did some research. We have Alternatives for Battered Women. It's a shelter in Rochester. Contacted their coordinator. She said she'd come out and speak to students about domestic violence, because it's more than just a physical thing. It's also emotional, psychological. I told my club, hey, what do you guys think about doing this event? Once again, everyone, it was like a total team effort. We ended up all hands on deck, creating a whole Healthy Relationships week, where we had our program, True Love 101, the class you never registered for. where we had our speaker there, 89.1 The Point. They interviewed the speaker. We also had the Harlequins, an improv group. They did skits depicting domestic violence and relationships. We had the Women's Center. They helped us out. They hosted tables in the union. And for $1, anyone could donate $1, get a hand, and we would just write your name on it. We made a collage on all the hands that hung up. And then in Res Life, we were able to put boxes in all the residence halls to collect items to donate to the shelter. Also, local cell phone dealers, they donated cell phones because we had like a cell phone drive. We donated all of that to the shelter. That event and that experience taught me that as a student, if you have an interest in a cause, you need to, I challenge you to invest in a cause. Because if you have an interest in it, this is the time, this is the place to make it happen. You can truly make any vision you have a reality. I mean, through your student service department, with Campus Life, with BSG, also with the Community Development Office, you have so many resources to make your visions a reality. If you're afraid of failure, understand this. This is a training ground for you. It's okay, you're going to learn from your successes, you're also going to learn from your failures. So don't be discouraged at all. Take advantage and invest in your own development by taking risks. And to kind of put these two together, the career building and the community service aspect of it, make sure you document your activities. As I got going around is one of my portfolios. That was like an ace in my pocket. When you can go into an interview and talk about your work, but also show them what you've done. I documented all my volunteer work, a lot of the big projects that I worked on in the clubs and in my classes. It's right in my portfolio. So any of you who ever played, spades, that's like the big joke right there, to have that in your pocket. So, all right, enlightenment. Now, by definition, enlightenment is the education you gain from understanding / the spread of knowledge. We all pay to be enlightened every day through our majors. It shouldn't begin and end there. The reason being, over the course of college, you guys are going to meet students, and you're going to meet people from a wide variety of backgrounds. The relationships that you build with them are going to be so valuable. I mean, you're really not going to be able to cap, how valuable those experiences are and what you're going to learn. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is, become more culturally aware of other people, because listen, we're all different. That's okay. I mean, as you can see, we're all from different areas of the state, in different states. It's okay. The whole thing is, if you become more aware of each other's differences and respect that, it will make you so much more effective as a communicator and especially as a leader. How many of you have ever participated in a welcome weekend? Okay. Do they still have a tent outside of Rockaway for the clubs? They still do that? Or?
They moved it this year.
Okay.
Isn't the
when I was
So
here-
yeah, they did.
They did? We used to have a tent outside of Brockway for all the clubs. And I was there for OSAD, and next to me was Seth Tenenbaum. Seth was the president of Hillel. And we kind of struck up a conversation. And then I ended up running into him a couple times on campus, and he was like, Justin, you should come to one of our events. I didn't know anything about the Jewish culture before I came to college. And going to one of his events, not only did it expose me to Jewish culture, it was cool. I got to make my own dreidel. I had a great time. It was cool. But I learned so much, and I developed an understanding of his perspective. And so that's why I say it's so important to become more culturally aware of those differences we all have, because it makes you more effective. With my job, I have to recruit in New York City. New York City and Lockport are two different places. In New York City, those students, they don't drive. They don't really need to drive. They have the metro system. So when I go down there, I'm able to understand, some of the concerns that they may have. And I'm able to let them know, hey, we have a shuttle system. You'll meet students who don't mind driving you to Walmart or to the airport. There's a rent-a-car system. I also meet a lot of first-generation students who, don't have anyone to guide them into college. I'm able to tell them, we have a lot of great support programs on our campus that you can take advantage of. So even in my own job, I know that there are some people that I can go to their office, I can knock on the door and be like, hey, can I talk about such and such project with you? I know there's other individuals that I don't want to throw off their day, so I know I'm going to send them an email saying, hey, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, do you mind if I swing by? Once you respect those differences and you're effective, people will be more willing to help you out too. So as a leader, it will benefit you and expand your as a leader, it will benefit you to expand your perspective of the world and how you view others. One of the greatest opportunities you will have as students to do so is by studying abroad. Show of hands, how many of you in here have studied abroad? Okay. Hands down. How many of you sorry guys. How many of you in here have an interest in studying abroad? Great. Oh my God, you guys can't see me, I'm doing chicken noodle soup there.
You might be able to put the links on there, like on
The red thing?
no, I think it's like there's a board that's the start, there's some little,
Okay, someone show me real quick.
I don't know what it is.
Take a break real quick. There is a board right here. But, all right, that's okay. I apologize for those of you in the back. Can't see those pictures. But take advantage of the opportunity to study abroad. We have the largest study abroad in the SUNY system. So out of all 64 schools, Brockport has the largest, where you can go to any continent. So someone in here wants to see how cold it is in Antarctica, go for it. Someone in here wants to play with kangaroos in Australia, you can do that. You want to study at Oxford University, have at it. Take advantage of it. Don't let cost prevent you from going. Here, understand this, if you decide at any point in your life you want to travel, it's going to cost you money. Why not go now while you can have financial aid help you cover the cost, scholarships help you cover the cost. Do it before you go and have 6 kids and a mortgage to pay for. This is the time to do it now. Seriously. And plus, you can go with your friends. That's another bonus to it. I had the pleasure, I got to go in 2007 to Ghana. And it was an experience that taught me so much about the world. I learned that the world is not like what we see on television. Africa is not all lions and tigers and dirt roads like you see in National Geographic. They speak English as clear as day as we do. You know, you would think, I remember I asked someone, if you ever came to America, where would you want to go? You would think New York City. She told me Oklahoma. So, I mean, you know, but I'm telling you, you develop a perspective of people that, you know, you just won't get from standing at home watching TV. So take advantage of that. And it's going to serve you many times over as a leader to do that. Another thing, you don't have to necessarily study abroad to be enlightened. You can simply be enlightened by the classes you take. I know as students, we are in a hurry to take the classes for our major, get our gen eds out of the way, chuck up the juices, and graduate, get our diploma and leave. I know we are. It's okay to actually take a class outside of your major. I took 2. I took a women's studies course, and then I also took a class called Contemporary Issues of Black Women. Those are 2 classes that I learned so much from because they take you outside of your element. They actually force you to be uncomfortable because there's a lot of discussions going on in that class. Some people do get, you know, it's going to force you to be uncomfortable. But those are going to be the experiences you're going to learn so much from. So I really encourage you to do that as a student. Yes?
What was the women's studies class that you took?
It was just like sex and culture.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it was. Sharon Jacobson taught it. So, like I tell you guys, take advantage of it. And I mean, so you guys have free time in your semester. It's definitely plan to put that into your course load. Okay, can everyone stand up real quick? Stand up. Stand up. Everybody. Everyone stand. Someone's not standing.
You trying to have me stand up. Hey, let's go.
All right, sit down. I just needed a break. Sit down now. I needed a break, that's all.
You're stupid. Weird.
All right. What was I going to say? Okay. Social development. Let's talk about those opportunities. Now, it is my belief that the greatest resource you have right here on campus, or just in general, for your future advancement and development, is people. By that, I mean that while I'm 24 years old, I could learn something from someone who's 68 years old. I could learn something from someone who's 18 years old. Because we all have experiences to share. We all have a perspective of the world to share that we can each incorporate into our own. There's no question about that. Your social network here is just like your resume. It's been developing from the moment you got here, from the people you met. And understand this, with your social network. You are going to want to, in my opinion, what you want to do for yourself is you want to look at your social network and you want to begin to build your own personal board of advisors. we've all heard of board of directors, excuse me, which is what most businesses have. It's your most trusted individuals. Well, I'm gonna get that out of it. It's your most trusted individuals, your most knowledgeable individuals. That's what I want you to look at as you look at your group of friends.
I know firsthand what it feel like to get somebody that's under you. Because I was 10 years old and she wrote down step by step how to make an omelet for me.
How to make an omelet.
Taught me how to make an omelet.
And that's exactly what it's all about. So that's what I want you to think about with your social network, because people in your life, they're going to do two things. They're going to do two things. You're either going to do, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. You're either going to, like elevator buttons, they're going to take you up, or they're going to take you down. I love up buttons. Surround yourself with up buttons. Your board of directors, your board of advisors, excuse me, it should include friends, family, alumni, faculty, staff. Once again, you're going to want people in your life, like the criteria says, that are knowledgeable, that you trust, that are, whose opinions you trust, who are also going to be truthful. You don't want people who are just going to, be, yesing you just to make you feel good. And who also have talent transparency, meaning that they complement your weaknesses. I was fortunate. I had a lot of great mentors on campus, from Dr. Gardner from the business department, Jeff Taylor, who unfortunately is no longer here, but he was in career service. I also had Charles Callahan, Karen Olson, Coach Don Murray. He knows Don Murray. Karen Bashadley, Lisa Johnson. I had a lot of great mentors. People that I could go to for advice, people that I could also go to when I needed that letter of reference for my job, when I needed that letter of recommendation for graduate school. And that's what you want around you. Because the key thing, and find a mentor. There's a lot of great ones on campus. And when you go into your classes, I know many of us do this, we look at our professors as enemies. Look at them as an ally. Because you're going to want someone or need someone down the road who can vouch for you when you need a job. Or who can vouch for you when you're applying to graduate school. Something to add?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I was gonna say to make sure like you find a professor that you can connect with, because if you're applying for grad school, they really want like two professors to their recommendations. And I know for me, I was very close to like people in the departments and not so close to professors. Say the professor go like, okay, who am I gonna ask for a recommendation?
And that's key. What she was saying about grad school, because when I applied for grad school over here, Leonard Brock, who just gave a presentation, he was one of my reference agents. Also, when I applied for my job here, Jeff Taylor was one of my references. He just happened to know the director of undergrad admission. So you're going to want people on your side who speak best about your character. Remember, in today's world, who you know is just as important as what you know. And I forgot to mention this. If anyone ever has anything to add to something, feel free to shoot your hands up too. It's okay. So what I want to say is, definitely take the time. Don't be afraid to ask a professor, to ask a faculty member. If you could sit down with them and pick their brains. If you're a senior, tell them, hey, I got some questions I'm preparing to graduate. I want to get your thoughts or opinions on it. They will be more than willing to share their advice, especially because at one point in time, they were in your shoes, and so would help them along the way. And I feel as a student, especially as a college student, it's a win-win for you, because they understand you guys are broke. So not only will you most likely get free advice, but free lunch out of the deal. So take advantage of that. And next week, I'm going to see all of you guys in the union, professors. Okay. Self-help. Now, by coming to college, we each have the opportunity to step outside of our comfort zone. You need to journey outside your comfort zone. I have learned that those have been the experiences that I have gained the most from. From getting involved in student government, becoming the president of a club, studying abroad in another country, taking a women's studies course. Each of those experiences has helped me, grow as a professional, on a personal level. And I mean, some of you have, actually stepped outside your comfort zone. How many of you are from New York City? Okay, a couple of you. All right. I tip my hat to you guys, because I'm sure you've never seen as much snow and probably deer in your life. But I know for a fact that each of you have probably gained a greater perspective of people from people who haven't left the city. Same goes. I've gained such a greater perspective of people, the world, and a greater confidence in myself The same would be for you, just through stepping out of your, becoming, putting yourself in, different situations, journeying and taking advantage of new opportunities. All of those experiences are going to help you build confidence, and so much confidence, when you go out into the world, nothing will be able to stop you. So trust me, take advantage of opportunities to, once again, step outside of your comfort zone. There's something I wanted to say about that. You guys can see something. Well, I'll just tell you guys some of the individuals. You got Chris Frake up there at the top. He's in there whipping up pancakes. Amanda Cook's down there. That was at Ronald McDonald House we went to. Some of these pictures, we got Raquel Jean Baptiste, Denaria Chambers, Brittany Granville, Shaniqua Ivory, Felicia, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Butcher, Sasha Campbell, Sam Dixon, and then we had a speaker in the back. I cannot remember his name. He works at Community Place. Do you remember John? Okay. And then, of course, I got Drizzy Drake Trent in there. We got Morgan, Callan, and Dave. So, people I've met over the time. All right, so in review here. Once again, remember, your goal needs to be to maximize all of these opportunities. Academically, take classes that will help to strengthen your professional skills, your academic skills. Career building wise, take an active role in your club. I didn't start off as president of the PR club. I actually kind of grew myself for it. I started off as treasurer, then I became vice president, and then I worked up to president. Community service, all of you have a passion, all of you have an interest in something. This is the place and this is the time to do it. Make that vision a reality. Trust me, the Lord can't hold you when you make your vision to a reality because you'll gain so much confidence in yourself. At my job now, I've taken on a little project of my own. I've always wanted to go out into inner cities and talk to students about education. And now they've all, at my job, kind of supported me in doing so. So it's kind of like, that bug never leaves you. Once you've gone and you do projects, you're always going to be, looking to go on and, kind of innovate and take the initiative on other side projects. Enlightenment, take the time to, become more culturally aware, more culturally conscious. Social development, network. It's all about network. Once again, like I said, who you know in today's world is just as important as what you know. And finally, with self-development, take the time to step outside of your own comfort zone. Because I want you guys to understand something. You should not, as a graduate of Brockport, be unprepared to step out to the next level, like I said, grad school or go to the professional world. Because as Brockport graduates, we are honestly doing some amazing things. We're really taking over. In the less than 2 years since I graduated, I'm going to share with you a couple stories of some of my friends who graduated with me also last year. Okay, can't really see her face, but she's in the gray shirt. Christine Winter, she's currently the director of her own public relations department out of Xerox. And at 23 years old, Christine owns her own house, and she has like a 2013 car, you guys. This is just crazy. She's doing great for herself. And her internship, or her job at Xerox, actually started off as an internship. She did it for a year, and as I was talking about challenges and adversity, she didn't get hired as a full-time job right away. She worked as an intern for Xerox for a year. Then, on the side, she was, waitress, and then a year later, they offered her a full-time position, and now she's doing great. She actually, through Xerox, they have a partnership with the Buffalo Bills, my favorite team up there. And it was really cool. In the summertime, they will go to training camp and they'll take pictures of the team. She knows I love the Bills. She's like, Justin, would you be interested in doing photo opportunities with the Buffalo Bills? I got to meet Spencer Johnson, Terrence McGee, Roscoe Bear, those are football players, if any of you don't know. And the best part about it all, you guys, I got paid $15 an hour to do that. To just hang around my favorite team. That was an awesome experience, just hanging out with Christine. Another one of my friends, she's not in the picture, but Sarah Vitoli. She is currently now an executive assistant at MTV. She probably has the coolest job out of everyone I know. She has worked on the VMAs, worked on MTV Spring Break, also worked on all the different reality shows. I've gotten to meet Jim Jones through her, J. Cole, Stephen A. Smith, and she now lives in New York City. And her job is so cool. She gets to travel all over the states. And also for her, it started off as an internship. She interned with MTV. She worked her tail end off. Now she's in a full-time position. On a graduate school level, I mentioned earlier, Bill Keating, Nathan Herbert, both of them are also involved in student government. Bill's now at the University of Buffalo studying law. he'll have his law degree by the age of 24. And my friend Kathleen Fletcher, she's now at Syracuse University, one of the top communication schools, I think it's the top communication school in the country. Her story is really unique. She graduated from Brockport last year at like 21 and a day years old. Got into the master's program at Syracuse, and now later this summer, at 22 and like a day years old, she's gonna have her master's degree. So it's just incredible what some of the alumni are doing, you know, and as well as the alumni that you've seen here today. So the key thing that bonds all of us is that we all took advantage of the opportunities, the access that Brockport provided us with. And that's what you need to do. Because it's so cool to think about it, but in this room, we may have the next, CNN or Fox News anchor. We may have the next creator of something like Facebook. We might have the next president. You never know. The key thing is to please just take advantage. All right, homework. Okay. First and foremost, this is something one of my mentors told me to do. Develop a 1 to 3 year plan. Especially if you're going to be graduating soon and you're not sure what you want to do yet, begin to start thinking about, well, if you want to go to grad school, maybe now you can start doing that research. It's kind of like you can work backwards from your goals that you want in the future. Once again, explore those access opportunities, the academic, the career building, the community service, enlightenment, social development, self-development. Explore those areas that you're not taking advantage of. Once again, it's all right here, right underneath you on this big, theme park called Brockport. Create your own personal portfolio, which is right there next to Marcy. If any of you want to take the time, I'm going to be hanging out right here. But create your own personal portfolio. When you guys get involved in activities, you're creating flyers or you're doing different events through your internships, document that activity, and save it. And I'll actually be giving away portfolios later, because when you go into an interview, it's like I said, it's all about marketing yourself. Not every potential employee is going to come into, or interviewee is going to come into their interview with a portfolio. That will really help you stand out. And then once again, going back to your group of friends, make sure you network. Take advantage of networking opportunities and begin developing your own personal board of advisors. Those people that you trust, that are going to give you an honest opinion, give you honest feedback, that are knowledgeable, and that complement your weaknesses. So all my seniors, fifth year seniors, etc., I got one message for you as you go into the summer. It's very simple. Have fun. I'm sure most of you have probably been in school since Head Start, preschool, whatever. You owe it to yourself to have some fun and enjoy yourself, and it's okay. You're going to have the rest of your life to work. When I graduated from here, I traveled. I went to go see friends that I haven't seen in forever. I went to go see family that I haven't seen in forever. I just enjoyed myself. But stay active. Definitely stay active. What did I do? I still went to conferences. I still went to luncheons. I also did an internship in the summer. So it's all about staying active, but definitely just enjoy yourself. Don't feel guilty if you take a couple weeks off or a month off. Enjoy yourself. Now, all right, this is an opportunity I want to tell you guys about. This upcoming Thursday, group that I'm currently involved with, the Summit, we are going to be hosting a leadership roundtable. This is going to be a great networking event. We're going to have a lot of leaders. A couple of them are actually here today. I know Marsha's going to be here. John, anyone else? All right, we're going to have leaders involved in clubs, campus life. So if any of you are interested in working in campus life or possibly becoming an RA someday in res life, we're going to have Briggs Hall, RD, Tiffany Colazo. She's going to talk about her experience, because this is my thing. If any of you decide to go to grad school, you should get your grad school paid for. That should be like your #1 rule. Tiffany got her graduate school paid for. Now she's an RD here. She's only 24 years old. She's going to share that experience. So it's a great opportunity for you to meet, current leaders on campus, learn from their experiences as well. There's going to be free food. There's also going to be prizes. You guys can win like free lunch supplies, grab snack baskets. So definitely come and check it out this Thursday at 9 o'clock in 119 Reunion. All right, final message for you guys is very simple. First, I want to thank you guys for taking out the time to actually, come spend some time with me. I really appreciate it. I want you guys to understand something. I'm here for you guys. I know each of you have dreams. You guys all have goals. If there's any way that I can help you, connect you to alumni, or provide you with any opportunities, we do have an internship program actually in our office. So if you really like to learn more about the missions and kind of all the fun we get to do. We have an internship opportunity called Student Ambassadors. Marcy's actually one. So, reach out to me. You guys can come right next door to admissions. Also, get in touch with me, email, call me, Facebook, whatever it takes. I'm here for you guys. Just understand and remember that. So, we're going to have some fun. We're going to wrap these items up. But before I do, are there any questions? Yes.
I have two questions.
Sure.
Would you suggest bringing a portfolio with you for interviews, or is there limitations on like the profession that you do?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you guys how everything ended when I interviewed with Brockwood. My presentation was very similar to what I just gave you. All I used was pictures. I used pictures to tell a story. That was my presentation to Brockwood. When I sat down with the committee, that was what I brought. I brought that portfolio in there to show them, this is what I did in my clubs, this is what I did in my internships. I would only recommend that you make 2, because in the event that you go into an interview and they want to keep it, at least you'll have a backup copy.
I have one question.
Sure.
You said something about like having fun over the summer post grad, and you interned. Did you think that was like a good idea, or did you wish you would have gave yourself some free time?
No, it was a great idea, because it just keeps you active. And it was a very simple internship. All I was having to do was help out the date of the event, and then also help out with sponsorship. Yes.
What exactly is your undergrad in?
It's in business and also a double major in communication.
Is that hard, double majoring?
I actually recommend it because it does make you more marketable out there. And I learned so many skills through communication because there's like interviewing classes you can take. Communication is really like a foundation for a lot of careers. So to have that, it's a pretty fun major. Did I talk about public administration? I don't think I did. Did I?
No.
Okay, let me explain to you what that program is about. It's a management level program that will prepare you to work in like an administration. For example, healthcare, local government, which is kind of what I'm looking to do, government, public service. Also, nonprofit management, so if anyone has an interest in nonprofit, they have a program in that, through public administration. Or you can transfer your skills into higher education. So that's kind of what the program is. Any other questions? I do have copies too of the presentation as well. So if anyone wanted a copy, I do have it. I think I got a couple business cards, but my information's on here. And if you want me to like email you the presentation, I'd be more than willing to do that. You guys ready to have some fun and wrap up these gifts?
Yeah.
Okay. Found it. I'm gonna use one of these.
Y'all done? So y'all done?
It's clean. Promise you guys. On this.
I don't know if you want.
All right, everyone got a ticket, correct?
Yep.
All right, what we have here today, let me just tell you. So these items were donated.
Probably.
This is like a young professional starter kit. This is actually all the items that really helped me